Hello everyone, hello. Welcome to a brand new Let's Play series. I am the Black Shadow, joined for quick commentary in this could be quite a long one, as I'm sure people have been putting some officers and bits and pieces into this series now. But welcome to Romance of the Three Kingdoms 11 alongside Mr. Alonzorion. Hello.
Hello there. Welcome to Romance of the Three Kingdoms 11.
So, yeah, this is a series that has been technically in the works for over 8.5 years. As I mentioned about in the Call to Arms video we did for Officer's Mission for the series. This is one of basically 3 games that got me into doing this hobby. And here we are over 8 years later, and I've still not done it. The circumstances of actually doing this series kind of came about a bit out of nowhere, but, well, it all works itself out in the end. So, yeah, a huge thank you to everyone that has submitted officers for the series. We've got over 40 entries.
I know, wow. I wasn't expecting so many submissions.
It is a lot, from all corners of the world, and even from some characters from different universes, so why the fuck not?
And games.
And games, and timelines, the future. We cover all bases here at the SAC. I haven't seen this intro all the way through for a long time.
Same. I'm so used to just mashing escape as soon as it comes up.
Yeah, alas. There we go. So, we will go through the quick game here. Just a quick one-off look for everyone, as the list has changed since the last time I did this. A quick look for all the characters that have been submitted in the game and the portraits you guys are going to be using. If I could ever keep the mouse steady, that would always be good. All sorts of variety of characters, vagabonds, miscreants, randoms, family members of various people, all sorts of bits and pieces and stories that have been fleshed out as best as we can. So it should be good times.
I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who has submitted.
Yeah, so you've made this co-commentator pleasantly surprised, to put things mildly, but everything, yes, from Miles O'Brien, we've got the Mighty Spleen, we've got Alonzorion's personal favourite, Way David.
Yes.
Who cannot get over the name.
The face as well, actually. It's probably one of my favourite portraits for the custom characters.
It is. There are some good ones for sure. And at the end here, you'll do. It took me a moment to get that when I first saw it. It took me a moment. But yeah, you'll do. Cheers. Right, okay then. So, as far as the actual game we're playing now, I am aware that I'm sure a lot of you guys watching this game have never seen a game of RTK11 or probably RTK ever before. We will, as we go through, give a quick rundown of how things work. The basic core mechanics of the game are simple enough, even if there is a lot of complexity perhaps that can be involved, especially once you get on a grander scale of things. But we'll kind of run through things as we go through. We won't bore you to death with the tutorial because it's really fucking long and a bit unnecessary. And to be fair, all the Liu Bei Guan Yu banter is it's not great.
The amusing part comes in where everyone just pretty much insults Liu Bei for being a pleb, I suppose, but you know.
Yeah, it's not good, and for being useless. It's a weird tutorial, but anyways. So, as we have mentioned, this is the campaign we'll be playing, folks. July 196, the Imperial Rescue X. It is a modified, slightly version of a campaign that was involved in the PUK version of this game. So it's a modified scenario. If that makes sense.
Yes, so the Japanese-only release of this game, essentially, which had extra content.
That is the one. So we will need to dispatch everyone's officers into the game, which will take a moment, so give us a second. Right, okay, so here's everyone assigned and listed. That has taken some time. So everyone will know at least which city they start off with. There's a couple of forces that have been assigned specific forces. There are specific reasons for that. I won't go into the point now. But that's where everyone has been randomly assigned for the start of the game in all the various cities dotted around throughout the map. Everyone is 3 officers apart from a couple of exceptions. So where you guys will end up and who you will join is going to be largely beyond our control. So we'll do our best in keeping track with everyone as best we can. There are 4 characters that do start off the game not old enough to actually be assigned, one of which I don't expect to actually get into the game. That's my version of Wang Yuanji, so you can basically make that free, but there are 3 officers that are not old enough to be immediately assigned places, so that's a fine thing. Fine? Whatever. So anyway, so that's that good. So that's everyone established. Very, very good. Now, as far as the game we're going to be playing, we did touch upon this quickly in the Call to Arms video. I shall be playing the part of Zhang Jiu over in Wan Castle. A force starting off with not very many officers, but they all are pretty decent.
Yeah, pretty remarkable officers overall.
Jiazu starts off as the most intelligent man in the game, which I didn't realize when I chose him, but was pleasantly surprised when I did. Main problems we're going to have here, as well as my co-commentator, who is taking the part of Liu P, trying to revive the Yellow Turban Rebellion, which is, well, brave.
Not futile at all.
He hopes. He hopes. Both of us start off with 1 city in the middle of the map, but we both have probably the same issues, realistically. As far as the map's concerned, we'll give you a quick overrun of what to expect here. So, the Great Force, as always, is Lord Cao Cao, ready to start just totally ruffle-stomping the Central Plains.
And this is pretty much the point in history where he begins to grow hugely as well.
Yeah, we are literally on the cusp. It's literally about to start happening. Guess who's in the way of that?
So this is, I think, over the next 10 years, he pretty much takes every surrounding area, doesn't he?
Yeah, he goes from this to about that plus. In fact, probably about that plus.
Yeah, that seems about right.
It's pretty insane. He will be beginning his first march. His first object is to take over the Emperor in Luoyang, which he should do without much resistance. After that, though, it's hard to know what will happen, because the main thing that's happening in this map at this moment in time revolves around Yuan Shu down here. He's a very large force. He has a lot of troops and a lot of food. And you may notice he's declared himself Emperor. This was in hindsight, not a good decision that the man took.
Not at all, no.
He basically got hold of, going back, quick bit history lesson, Sun Tzu's father, Sun Jian, in the rebellion against Dongzhuo, which is where we kind of just come off the end of, found the Imperial Seal of the Han Dynasty, kept hold of it for ages, he died, Seta got it eventually, maybe we shouldn't keep hold of this, gave it to Yuan Shu for a shitload of troops, he used that to conquer Wu, Yuan Shu decided to take that to declare himself as the Emperor of the world. And everyone hated him and beat the shit out of him. At this point, Cao Cao, Lu Bu, Liu Bei, and Sun Tzu are all in an alliance with each other against Yuan Shu, ready to beat the shit out of him. Cao Cao also starts off allied with Yuan Shao, which is not good news for us, because it means Cao Cao is targeting this direction, which is exactly us. Although Yuan Shu does have himself an ally, doesn't he?
Yes, myself.
Yes.
The remnants
For some
of the
reason, I don't know why this is, but you are allied with Yuan Shu, which is good for you. But it means you probably have to prop him up, because if he dies, you're fucked.
Yeah, there was a point where dear old Emperor Yuan Shu realized that he'd really shot himself in the foot and decided to just kind of grasp at as many straws as possible. So he was just accepting any alliance physically, he could do. So I think that's how that ended up happening. I mean, sorry, he turned to the most valuable person in the entire of China. The remnants of the Yellow Turban. The second coming, or the third coming, and maybe even the fourth, actually. I'm not sure.
What a depressing state of affairs. On top of that, other things to keep an eye out is the always fun and entertaining war between Yuan Shao and Gongsun Zan up in for the Northern Plains, as well as Zhang Yang here, who can be quite a pesky one, Shao. We've got the capital split, basically, with Yang Feng's kind of loyalists and Li Jue's basically remnants of the Dongzhuo forces, who are being stared down by Ma Teng over up here, who is usually...
Go on,
who's pretty... Yeah, sorry. But he's pretty fucking powerful usually. We've got Zhang Lu in Hanzhong with his 5 bushels of rice. A surprisingly expansive Liu Jiang, because he's got a lot of free cities to expand into. But the main problem we have as characters is basically we're about to be sandwiched between Cao Cao and Liu Biao. Both are really expansive, and we have to survive because we aren't going to be able to expand particularly well because we're just going to get murdered, basically, if we're not careful. Cao Cao is powerful because it's fucking Cao Cao. Liu Biao starts off with a lot of troops and a lot of supplies in the start of the game, so we have to pick our spots very, very carefully here, lest we get totally murdered. Other to note as well, we've got Zhang Zhan here, a rebellion against Liu Biao in southern Jing, Wang Lang, who's about to get murdered, and Gong Sudu, who is probably about to get murdered.
Yeah, Sun Ce has his eye on Wang Lang's territory, likely the first thing he's going to go for. And
probably quick.
Yeah, Ma Teng has been at war with the remnants of Dong Zhuo's army for
quite a while.
15 years, I think, at this point.
Yeah, him and Dong Zhuo never got along.
Yeah.
So. But that's a basic overview of how the map stands at this moment in time. It will, of course, change as we go along. And it'll be interesting to see how the officers you guys have sent will affect things, because they will. It is not uncommon for, like, a couple of these officers get picked up by a small force like Zhang Lu, and then all of a sudden they start taking territory, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it could. I mean, there is the way that this is likely to pan out, and then the way this could pan out if they start picking up your officers. It's going to be interesting to see.
Indeed. So we shall be playing on advanced difficulty, which basically gives the AI forces like a 1.5 times everything they start with. Everything else, I think, is fine.
High battle deaths.
High?
Yes. Honestly, it's not that much at all. Trust me on this one.
Okay. You say so.
Yeah.
We'll get started. Alright, so who's going to be chosen? It is going to be me first. Okay, then. So, so before we begin, let me explain the circumstances of our force. I am the smartest man alive. We do start off at war with Li Shui's army, although it doesn't really matter at this moment in time. We're not really going to be going war with Li Shui. That is very unlikely. We don't have particularly friendly relations. We have our officers. We must pay in gold. Revenue comes in monthly. We also need food in order to maintain our armies. Don't recruit 50,000 troops in one go. They're going to starve to death. Last force remaining will be the supreme ruler of the next generation. That sounds fun. So we shall begin our orders. So
the millennials or
something like that. Okay, so here is my base here down in Wan Castle. We have obviously got Alonzo, who's going to be starting off here in Runan. We'll be getting to him in a short moment. So the early game is basically a bit of base building before we start actually deploying forces in order looking to try and spread around. So we do have a variety of things we need to keep an eye on, particularly gold, because we don't want to be broke. Food, we don't want to run out of that, although it's pretty hard to run out of food unless you're paying no attention at all. Public order, as well as other bits and pieces. So I've got actual info here. Start of 24,000 troops. That's not a huge amount.
A way you can run out of food is if a plague occurs, of course.
Yeah, plagues can occur. You can get locusts. There are a variety of natural disasters that can happen. They all suck, apart from... Although it's kind of weird, this game puts down a good, abundant harvest as a disaster.
I know, I've always wondered why that's the thing. Hey, you started off with a really good exchange rate there.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I might actually sell some gold and some food. I'll think about it. Right, okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we need to get hold of officers. We only start off with 4 officers, which is not great. That is a definite downside we have. We do start off, with Zhang Zhu as my ruler, who is pretty badass. I'm not going to lie, he's actually not a bad officer by any stretch of imagination. Starts off with cavalry abilities, which is nice. We've got, again, the smartest man alive, Jia Zhu, who is almost 50. Jesus.
Has an S in spears as well. What?
Yes, he has an S in spears. It's kind of insane, isn't it?
That's impressive, yeah.
We've got our lead general, effectively, Hu Chi-er, or Hu Chia. I don't know.
I loved that name when I was a kid.
He's also pretty good as well. Pretty decent officer for that matter as well. And we've got Zhou Shi, wife of now unfortunately dead yeah, he's dead now. Zhang Ji, who was another officer who Zhang Ji knew. So this is the wife left over, who's not the best officer in the world, but pretty decent charisma. Good for recruiting troops.
Absolutely.
And good for helping recovering Will as a support officer as well.
Good
so,
modifier,
good.
yeah.
We do have one free officer that got assigned here, which is Gao Meng. I don't know if I'm going to be able to employ him or not. I will fucking try.
I'm sure with your characters,
I will damn well try, so we shall see. So, we'll get to developing the base shortly. My first priority is recruitment, because I'm in horrible trouble. So, we're going to go searching for some undiscovered officers, which I know there is one in town. So, we're going to get Zhou Shi to pick him up, hopefully. And that is Lo Gui, who I know is here, because I have been testing to see what's around. Lo Gui, he's a nice officer to have. Can build shit really, really fast. Please join me. Yeah, that's right.
Hey, straight off the bat, nice.
Straight off the bat. I knew he was there.
No contest.
No contest. He's a nice officer to have early game. Anyone else around here?
One of my favorites. Just such a good character for, like, kind of wandering around and building stuff all the time.
Oh, yeah, he's good. And that's what we're going to need to do, folks, because we have to play a lot of defensive game early game here. So you can search for undiscovered, or you can attempt to employ discovered officers around. You can only really generally find discovered officers that are in your territory, though. Occasionally, you find them elsewhere, so you've got Benevolence, the Mighty Spleen, and Yoko Z.
Wow, what a trio.
Jesus. Can I employ Gao Meng? I have no one that can employ Gao Meng. That makes me very sad. Really?
Oh.
He's too far away.
Now,
I'm never gonna...
just to make a point, us two are kind of going to be working together at the beginning as a kind of mutual, we don't want to be destroyed kind of thing. So we are going to be recommending things and helping each other out and stuff like that, obviously.
We're going to have to.
And I would say that is a bit too far away for now to dispatch one of your only 4 officers. Well, 5.
Yeah, I don't have the officers to go crazy searching like that. So we need to build up our infrastructure super quick, because Cao Cao and Liu Biao will build it up faster than we can. That is just sad reality.
What is the bonus on your territory?
I get cheap spears,
okay.
which is quite nice. Yes, equipment as well. We'll go into that as well quickly. There is equipment you can get into this. Detailed equipment, yes. So you can get a variety of equipment which we all need to supply your forces. You've basically got spears, which beats horses. Horses beats pikes. Pikes beats spears. Crossbows is range, which is nice. And if you don't have any of them, you have to use sword units, which are rubbish.
We did not steal this from Fire Emblem. Promise.
No, never. So we are going to start developing our force. Developing needs political skill. Jaizu is so damn good, he can just build shit on his own and still only take 30
days. Jesus Christ.
On his own. The man is an absolute legend.
By comparison, I have a bunch of simpletons that take 100 days per everything, pretty much.
As you're about to see. Each city has its own various build slots. You can put whatever you want, wherever you want, but there are definitely places you'd rather put stuff. I'm going to put my market stuff over here, I reckon. Nice and safe. We've got 8 ability points. So that's 8, action points, as to say. You can also assign ranks to your various characters. It will cost you more money in the long run, but it can improve either the amount of troops they can command or their actual abilities here, which is really good. And some later game ones, like up here, you know, some really, really hefty bonuses there. It's pretty nice. We'll need to keep that up over time. So Lo Gui, he's going to be a intelligence guy, so we'll put him down as the agricultural advisor. Zhou Shi could be the vassal. Who's got what deeds? Jaizu is 6,000 start, which is awesome. He had actually qualified for the next rank of titles, but we have to have 2 cities in order to get that, which we don't. And
it's not 2 cities, it's a blessing from the Emperor.
For having 2 cities.
Yeah, it normally is acquired from getting 2 cities, but it can be acquired other ways somehow. It's been
by magic.
Yeah, by magic.
Like if the Emperor's thinking, you look like you're struggling, sure.
But yeah, now you've assigned those they're getting a nice little 1 politics increase as well, so...
Yeah. Every little helps. We're also going to be rewarding officers. A problem you do have, or I certainly tend to have in this game, when I've been doing a couple of trial runs, is sometimes officers have a habit of defecting. To do that,
you need to shower him.
We're going to bribe him. Your loyalty needs to be basically not below like 95 minimum.
Yeah, even 95 is a bit of a risk in my opinion. Like I tend to stay above like 97 most of the time. It's scary, like how
loyalty will not show on this list for rewarding if they go below 100 loyalty, but I'm pretty sure their loyalty stat actually does go above 100 off screen. You know, if you can make people have more than 100 loyalty, so that will overrun. But that's basically our turn done here, so we shall pass on over to Liu B.
Now, I don't think there's any point in me reading this. I think it's exactly the same piece of text, isn't it, that you've received
Except
before?
for the fact that you have a Grand Alliance.
Oh, I do, yes. Where does it...
And Cao Cao hates you.
Oh, yes, of course. It's alliance with Cheng's army. Cheng's army.
The Cheng Dynasty.
Oh God, yes, he did dub it the Cheng. You know, during testing, I got something in regards to relations with Cheng's army, and I had not a clue what the hell it was on about.
That's what he called his country, Cheng.
He was such an wow. I honestly cannot fathom what Wan Shu's master plan was, given all of this. Anyway, yes.
He thought they were gonna like bow on their knees and say you're the greatest, even though they hadn't been doing that to the current emperor.
I know. In addition, we have a formed alliance with Cheng's army. We should make use of their military strength, or more just their plain stupidity.
I mean, they do stuff with a lot of troops.
This is the same as what you received. And our army, which aims to the collapse of the Han, cannot acquire titles. This is different.
Unique.
Yes.
This is unique.
So the ranking system which Black Shadow just demonstrated, I don't actually have that because we are essentially just a bunch of I don't know how to describe it. Not really,
at this point, you're bandits.
Not really bandits, but more just not believers in the systematic ways of China at the time period. If that does that kind of make more sense?
He's a yellow turban, so he gets to do special
exactly.
things.
On the
Let's
other
go with
hand,
that.
However, we may command more soldiers than the Empire. So yes, Black Shadow, as you saw in the rank system, he had a limit to how many soldiers he could have per military officer. However, I don't actually have that limit, so I can just wander out with the maximum, like 20,000 as my leader, Liu P.
Yes.
I think it's maybe 15,000 for the officers. I'm not sure, but like they hit a maximum cap. Which
I can show you actually, because if you click through here, as I steal the mouse here, because it comes down to this, because not only do you have no restrictions on your, no real restrictions on your unit count. If you go to Forces Techniques, which you can research over time, you go to Liu P, wherever the hell he was, down here.
Down there,
He also has military reform, so he gets an extra 3,000 on top of the absurd limits he already has.
You know, I never even noticed I had these.
Yeah. So Liu P starts off. He can command 18,000 troops. That is basically your whole army. He can do it by himself.
Can we go back on that? I just realised I had something else which I didn't even spot before.
You got improved spears, I think.
What was it on? Forces and then
Techniques down the bottom right.
Bottom right techniques, yeah.
Yeah, so you start off with
surprise.
So you can't be counterattacked in forest, which is pretty good.
Spear, counterattacks. I also have the ability to steal food when attacking. That is one of my favorites, actually. And then generic upgrade on spear abilities. So I need to keep that in mind, really, don't I? And I have a maximum increase in cap on will, which we haven't really touched on yet, but we will do.
We'll get there.
Yeah. And then use shallows and shortcuts, 0 damage on plank weight. So that means I can use. They're kind of not that useful, really, but shortcuts that are set around the world. Right. And the rest of those we'll probably touch on a bit later on, really.
We'll delve into that a little bit later on.
Yeah.
We need to develop our forces.
We need to develop TP in order to acquire such things. I think we need 1,000 for our first one, realistically, don't we?
Yeah.
Right.
It's going to be a while since we're doing some research.
So, my officers that I have. Oh, here we go. Do one. Yeah, what was the name of the custom officer that we mentioned before that had the name that was a pun?
What, You'll Do?
You'll Do and Do One. Oh my god, you see, they could be best friends. It's great.
Jesus.
I have a bunch of essentially not so great officers. The only thing they are really majorly proficient in is war overall, with the exception of Zhou Kang and Liao Hua, I would say. And of course my leader Liu Pei, which he isn't that bad overall, but yeah, they have a reasonable pool of stats overall, shall we say. And also, in terms of skills, like, they don't really have anything exceptional whatsoever. They're mostly military things.
Zhou-Kang's got propulsion?
He has got propulsion, yeah. He is a naval officer of Shu, but also, make a point here. Zhou-Kang is not a real person. He is a fictional character of Luke Wanzhong's story based on, this historical period called Romance of the Three Kingdoms, which this game is actually named after. Yeah. And Liao Hua was actually never part of the Yellow Turbans in the first place. That is also fictional, but he was a real person in this time period. He just didn't actually occur until much later on, which he joined Shu. So, yeah, I have two fantasy people, and then a whole bunch of Yellow Turbans, which aren't that great overall. So I'm pretty much...
It's always great when you play a historically based game and your achievement in the game is actually being a real person in the game and not being fictional.
Yes.
That's an achievement. That tells you a story.
I've been presented with fictional characters which are actually going to be my savior, pretty much. So to start with, I don't even have a strategist because no one's really intelligent enough to get it by default. But Liao Hua has a reasonable amount of intelligence. He's close to get it because they normally start with it by default if they have 80, I think it is.
Yeah, I think you have to have a minimum of, I think it's 70 to be a strategist.
I think it is 80 because of me not getting it, but I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, but I mean, if you're assigning a physical strategist, I think you have to have a minimum. 70.
Oh right,
Anyways,
you do. I never knew that. Okay.
If you go to new, I don't think you can choose everyone. You click on new.
Let's see.
Yeah, Liao Hua's your only one.
Right, yeah,
I think you have to have a minimum of 70 to even be assigned in the first place.
So I just narrowly have my own strategist. He's going to help me out here, Mr. Liao Hua, not a Yellow Turban, is going to give me recommendations as per Jesu is doing with Jizu is doing for
better the strategist, the more likely it is that to actually be correct.
Yeah, and I'm pretty much going to do the same thing as Black Shadow is doing in searching. It's recommending that he uses himself. They don't even have the politics for this.
No, their politics that they all suck.
It's
like
really
no one above 50 is
anyone,
brutal. It's absolutely brutal.
Yeah, I'm not even sure. There's much point in me going ahead and doing this in the first place. I don't think these two are worth gunning for because I don't really have...
Beyond 30 days, probably by the time you get there, they may move, and then you start chasing around the map and you lose your officer sort of thing.
Yeah, I think I'm going to start by developing. I'm not actually going to use Liao Hua to try and pick anyone up. And I'm going to start by not using the best characters for this. I'm going to start by using the worst characters for this. So use politics in order to build. I am going to arrange it by politics, and then I'm going to kind of weigh out who's probably the best person to go with for now, because I want to keep Liao Hua free so he can recruit at least, and Zhou-Kang for other duties. I think I'll go with Huang Xiao first. Oh, he's got 90 days. Okay, that's good.
That's good.
It's not 100.
That's depressing.
I know. Right, so let's build a market over here. You may notice I have less places to build as well in comparison to Shadow. It varies from city to city. And also,
some places got huge amounts.
Yeah, I specialize in building pikes, I think that is, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, right. Okay. Another thing to note, I actually have less AP in comparison to Black Shadow because I don't actually have any interest in the Emperor. What? Oh yes, of course. I need to do an inspection because order is very important overall, in my opinion. Mine, I think, has started lower than yours. Was yours 80?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So mine started at 70, and if this drops too low, you can get rebellions, you can get uprisings and stuff like that, so I need to keep this as high as possible, so I think I'm going to use the remainder of my turn to just get that up a little bit and probably do the same again next turn. Right.
Something I forgot heavily about, though... Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. I should probably save the
Should
game.
we just go on this one?
Whoops. Yeah, whack it in there, sure.
Okay.
Something that should also be noted, something that I totally forgot about when I was doing research, is order actually also directly impacts your income of gold and food.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Directly. So like 4,000. I tell you, I'll even save the game to show this off, because why the hell not? So 404,000. So if I do an inspection, orders up to 89. We now get more money and more food when it all comes in. So that's quite nice to know. Another good reason for keeping up order. It does a big favour. Okay then, so second turn. Can I do more searching? I'm going to be looking to search and employ officers literally every turn. Because I need to do it literally every turn.
Yeah, it is a bit of an upsetting thing about this game. It's a bit repetitive in this regard, but it is a necessity, as Black Shadow said.
You have to do it. You have to do it. Okay, so we are going to...
Even Uchiha has more politics than anyone in my bloody army.
Most of your forces.
No, all of them.
Absurd. It is so absurd. Okay,
Uchiha, known as a man of politics.
40. Can I make that 40? There is a bit of min-maxing you can do from time to time to try and get it like for the 30. So we'll go with that. We'll keep Jiangsu open. We'll make another market. I want to get loads of money to start off with. That would be best for us. And we can get Jiangsu doing some inspections. There we go. We can also reward Lo Gui again. Get his loyalty up. There we go. Good.
Should be a maximum now, I imagine.
Close enough. I will keep doing it until I can't.
Right, I'm also going to do a search. If it recommends anyone other than Liao Hua, probably not going to do it. Liu Pei only has 30.
Well, what about Heyman?
How much does he have?
It's saying it was 19 political.
It's actually recommending that as well. Wow, that's deeply upsetting. Okay, so yeah, we're not gonna do that. What I am gonna do is another inspection to bring myself up to 88 now, and I'm gonna do another development on another market. I think. Let's see who we can use here. I think I want another person who can maybe build in 90 again. That's 100. Wow.
I don't think Duyuan's got it either.
He has, yeah, just about. With that face, I should hope so. Right, so I built a market here, yes. I want to build another one here, and then I think we're going to build a mint on the next turn, perhaps here, and that's it.
Yes, we should crack through the first couple of months here reasonably quickly now we've gone through the first bits here, so... other things to note as well, as you can see, so you can see like Luo Yang, for example, has a lot more building slots than that. You've also got as well gates and ports, which are like little mini places you can take. If we go to the map, for example, they will pop up here. Mengjin there, you got Hulao Gate there. They can be used to station as like little mini bases, effectively. They also do generate some money and food per turn from the force that owns them. Assuming so, which can be useful actually. If you've got a decent army, you can find quite heavy stockpiles turning up. So.
Oh, and another thing to note about ports is you can't actually do anything naval-wise without a port. So you can't, say, dispatch an officer across a body of water without actually going to a port first.
Well, if Jiaozu says to use you, I'm going to do that. What do you got, Jiangsu? Hello.
Yan? Oh.
All right. Li Yan.
Oh, he's pretty damn good, he is.
He's a good officer.
Oh, he was one of my favorites again.
No, he might got deployed. God damn it. Well, we found him, which is great, I guess. That's a shame. Sometimes I get him, sometimes I don't. That's
what happens now, to my knowledge, is they go into the employee officer tab, but
yes, which I can't look at because I don't have officers.
Unfortunately. But after I think maybe 100 turns or some, sorry, not 100 turns, 10 turns. I was about to say, 100 days, 10 turns. He pretty much becomes available to everyone in the surrounding area to pick up.
Yes.
So
a bit like what's going on with down here, for example.
Yeah, Black Shadow's got to keep a good eye on this guy to make sure that he gets him before anyone else does now.
Yeah, I will be... you've got to attempt to do it every turn. Especially when you've only got 4 officers, you've got to crack on and try and get these officers every damn turn, so...
Mm-hmm. Right. So, should we save in 2 different slots, just in case?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Right. Okay. So let's have another search. Am I gonna... No, we're not doing that.
But the yellow turbans! He can profess how great they are.
Oh.
How can no one not be interested in hearing that?
Benevolence, your beautiful face. Why won't you bless me with it?
It's on the wrong side of the world.
I know.
Not that far. 30 days isn't actually that far.
Right, so I'm going to bring my order up to 97. The max cap is 100, so you need to keep it relatively close to that in order to just keep everyone happy, I suppose. And then I'm going to utilize one of my worst characters. Who's got... I'd say maybe... tell you what, I'll keep He-Man on the open up because of him having a high amount of war, because I might start drilling next. And I think I will go and do to build a mint, which, as you can read here, neighboring markets gain 1.5 as become 1.5 as productive, should I say. So placing these next to 2 markets will actually give you the benefit of another market, but I'm going to build more surrounding markets here in order to enhance that further. So yeah, it's going to be surrounding.
This is exactly what I'm doing on my end as well.
Cool.
So.
Okay, I'll tell you what, just while I'm here, I'm going to... Yeah, I don't need to reward anyone. The good thing about yellow turbans is they stay painfully loyal to you, so it rarely becomes a problem.
I've never really done much of the yellow turbans in this game, so it's hard to...
It's all I've ever played, to be honest.
I can believe that. Right. Nothing. No. Okay. I gotta try it every time, folks. Every time. Okay, let's keep developing. Don't want to get order.
You built your first market now?
Yep, first one is up. Thank you, Jiazu. We get Jiazu doing another one. How long would it take Jiangsu? 60 days? That's not really good enough. We'll get you doing some inspections. That sounds good. You identify as an early game, you'll start stacking, especially for me, I'll start stacking up action points because I don't have enough officers to get through them. Because I'm building shit, so...
For the record, I don't know if you know this, but searching actually can result in you finding items and finding money, so...
Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, I know it can help me find money. That I have... We will get into that, folks. We will get into this, don't you worry.
I've actually found undetected officers.
Quite a revenue generator, that.
And Mystics as well is another one. I don't know if you knew that. It's very, very rare. Very rare.
Yeah, I'm aware of it, so... He-Man!
Sorry. No.
Let him spread the ways of the yellow turbans. It's like, come on, Liu P. I'm the fucking most intelligent guy here. Why are you not listening to me?
He has the power, but he definitely doesn't have the power of recruitment, I'm afraid. So, I am running out of ideas, really. This is kind of bad. I'm not even picking anyone up yet. So, I think what I will do... Yeah, I think I'll start drilling. I do have a max cap of 120 will, which is basically
that's the max.
The ability of your troops to do tactics and stuff like that, you know, to do enhanced moves.
Think of it as morale.
Yeah. It does also work like that in that you will take more damage if you have less of it as well, I think. I can't really remember, but it's very minor, yeah. Right. Oh god, seriously. Just
he looks like a man who's literally like trod on a nail.
I know. I'm surprised he's even alive at this stage. The problem is,
I'm pretty sure he died. But
I don't know, actually. Like, very few were lived up to this point. Like, he is one of the original Yellow Turbans. I don't know whether to start building.
Founding member of the Yellow Turban Club. What a claim to history that is.
I don't know whether to start building a smith or building another market or
Yellow Turbans for life.
Go on, offer your advice. What do you think? Do you think I should start working towards building weaponry immediately?
Money and food.
Money and food, okay. So
money and food. That's all I'm doing. Money and food.
Okay, there we go. That's another market down then. Right.
Your forces won't really be aggressive to one another for the first few months or so. One of the first attacks we'll probably see is Cao Cao marching on Luoyang. That's probably the first aggressive action, or maybe Sun Ce down here taking on Huiji. One of the two. But yeah, Yuan Shu, although he's not got the best officers, he starts off with a lot of troops, so that's his big blessing here. Obviously, the dangerous Lu Bu over there, all sorts of stuff going on.
Lu Bu, Liu Bei.
Yep, some serious officers around. Right, okay. Whoops. Nope. Gotta try every time. Nope. No, because occasionally you'll keep clicking them, and occasionally, all of a sudden, one of your officers can attempt to recruit them. I don't know what makes that happen, but it does happen.
I don't know. During one campaign I played, Guan Yu was sat, I think, in my base for maybe about 200 turns. And that was really upsetting, because he just would not, like, the amount of times I must have clicked on him. He just refused to be picked up by anyone at all.
Right. Would that be 60? It'll still be 60 days. Nah, we'll keep it Tsuchiya. That's fine. Right, we'll get our mint rocking and rolling. It's going to take too long. Nah, we'll get another market. We'll worry about the mint later. That'll be fine. And we shall continue inspecting. There we go. Can't afford any more, can I? Nope. Go.
Right, so let's see if I can finally... Oh my god, thank you.
Go on, Leo.
Oh.
I didn't find anyone, but found 52 gold.
You found 52 gold, hooray.
It ain't bad.
So,
Yes. Go.
I don't know whether to now continue building things or whether to keep drilling or what.
Building seems an obvious decision.
Well, hang on a second. Let's see how long everyone has left. I know it's terribly long, probably, but how do you get that up? I've forgotten. Oh, it's like this.
What, you
isn't
want
it?
the...
There it is. Time.
Oh, I didn't even know that this tab existed.
Oh, didn't you?
Wow.
Ah.
Yeah, I've never played around with that.
It's very useful. But yeah, you can close it, expand it, and it tells you where they are and what their objective is and things like that. It's very useful. Especially when you got like a really large force and you just don't know where anyone is anymore.
Yes,
and stuff.
exactly.
Yeah. There we go. Right. So everyone is going to be a good while still. I think what I'll do just this turn is no, go on. I'll keep building.
I think that's a better decision.
really need to just get this all done. I think.
Yeah, because it's going to take you a while as it is, so you might
Yeah.
start cracking on.
So who has the worst war out of these?
That would be your sovereign, so
Right.
that's
Okay.
never good.
I will get him building my final market. That's actually going to take 80 days. Wow.
It's so weird seeing like such terrible political officers in action.
Leave me alone.
I'm not used to this.
I am. I most certainly am.
Yeah.
Right, is that... Oh, save, really. Has been a bit... This game isn't really susceptible to crashing too often, but it can happen.
Yeah, crashes are sad.
There we go.
What the hell was that?
Sorry, it was me stretching.
I was literally about to start.
Sorry.
Hello everyone, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play series. I'm the Black Shadow, joined by Sir Stretch-a-Lot here.
Can't start like this, seriously.
We're doing it live. Well, we're not doing it live, but who cares? Welcome to Road to the Three Kings 11, everyone. Ah, this should be entertaining.
Sorry.
So
let me. No, can we try that again? Seriously, like.
Fine.
I'm just gonna be having a laughing fit otherwise.
Fine.
I don't mind if you put it at the end as like a blooper or something.
I will. I assure you, I will. But I was happy to roll with that.